Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', the podcast I, Kelly Raspberry Evans, get to do with my husband.
Hello, Alan.
Alan Evans. And together we are A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Guess which one's the sandwich? Guess which one's the lovin'?
Do we assign ourselves roles like that?
No, not really.
Do we label each other like that?
No, we're on equal footing, honey. No labels.
You know, I got to thinking, if someone has never listened to our podcast before and, hey, they just stumble upon us one time and start listening to our intro, they probably wonder, what in the hell is wrong with Alan?
Why? What?
Well, why does he introduce himself like that? Why can't he just say, hello, I'm Alan?
You just started doing that one day.
I don't get it.
You know, the intro music we use is probably people wonder why we chose that song. It's because Alan likes to do surprises, and whenever he has a surprise for the kids or for me, he always sings the same song.
I know something that you don't know. Ho, 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 ho. But that's based on hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
So anyway, that's why we have that song playing. Yeah, and he does sing it on repeat until you yell at him to stop. So that's why we have that intro music. The reason we call the podcast A Sandwich and Some Lovin' is because women are complicated creatures. We need to discuss our feelings. We need to have FaceTime and hash things out. And when it's over, we need closure. And men are very simple creatures. All they need to be happy is food and sex. Couldn't call the podcast that, so we changed it to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
Couldn't call it Find a Nut and Bust a Nut either. That's the second day in a row I've said that.
I know.
We were explaining at a business dinner last night.
They wanted to know the reasons.
They wanted to know the origin of the name of the podcast. We told this very same story.
But it's been a while, so maybe if there's new listeners, they didn't know it either.
So for the second night in a row, I've said Find a Nut and Bust a Nut.
Mm-hmm. And then Alan, I don't know for whatever reason, started saying, hello, I'm Alan. And at the end of the podcast, you say, bye. But I don't know why or the reasoning behind that.
Well, the hello, I'm Alan thing was something y'all at the radio station came up with. You were playing a drop from Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke, that's right. I forgot.
But he said it more like, hello, I'm Alan.
Yeah, but you
and I
made it bigger.
Yeah, I made it bigger, which is what I do.
Bigger. And then the bye thing at the end, I have no clue why you do that.
I don't know. Just to give it a period.
There you go.
You need a period
or punctuation mark.
Punctuation
on the end of a podcast. So this is our podcast, and we thank you for joining us, whether you've listened from the very beginning. If you've gone back, I know a lot of people go back and listen on road trips, which I think is very cool and stuff like that. So we appreciate it.
Do they
and if
really?
You're just joining us. Yeah, I hear from people that say they have a long trip, so they've caught up on past episodes.
Oh, well, that's nice. Hey, babe, real quick, shout out to one of our loyal listeners, Justin Walker Daniels. Justin had a little medical procedure today, and he told us that he is out of the hospital and doing fine. So we just wanted to say, Justin, we've been thinking about you and hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, he said he's going to be resting for the next few weeks, and I wanted to make sure. He said he has somebody there helping him. I believe his uncle, he said, is going to be helping him out. So, and he said he's also going to be joining us on YouTube tonight, watching us record the podcast live. So, hello, Justin. Hopefully the medication didn't put you to sleep and you're actually up watching us. We appreciate you very much. And I said a prayer for you today. So I want you to know that. I said I would, and I did.
Get the prayer warriors going.
You know what? Our podcast family, they get in the little chat rooms, and they care about each other. And I'm sure a lot of people wanted to know how Justin did today, and he's doing great. So thank you for letting us know, Justin. And we also want to remind people in our podcast family that we have not mentioned this in a couple weeks, and we need to get back on it. Alan and I are going back to Mexico, to the Valentin Imperial, the same resort we went last year and loved so much. And because we enjoy our podcast family so much, we were like, why don't we just invite everybody that can to go with us? And we got a special deal through our travel agent to go to the Valentin Imperial, Judy, and at Regent Travel, I believe is the name of the company. I just always call Judy. And so it's all inclusive. It's an all adult resort. When we say podcast family, we don't mean with kids. We mean our podcast family.
No children.
No children on this resort.
There could be adult things going on.
Could be. We're going to have a cocktail party for everybody that goes in our group. So far, 16 couples have signed up. We're hoping for some more. The more, the merrier.
You know what else we're going to do?
What?
I'm going to go ahead and announce it tonight. Anybody who's coming on that trip, they're going to get in a hot tub with us.
That means I have to get in a hot tub.
Yes, that does.
Did they have a hot tub on the property? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they do.
It's like attached to the pool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Alan and I, let me just tell you right now, we're not excursion people. We're not adventure people. We are park our butts in the sand people. And we do that all day while people bring us drinks.
We post up like a fat man at a Hot Wings convention.
And then I'd say roughly around 4 p.m., that's our typical, time of retreat. We retreat from the beach to the pool where there's a swim up bar and floaties and people floating around drinking. And we do that for a few hours. Then we retreat to the room for our showers and we get ready for dinner. And we're going to do that every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's where you're going to find us. And if that sounds like your kind of vacation, I'm sure there's other fun stuff you can do. But if you want to hang out with us, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so go to kellyanallen.com/vacation.
And you'll get all the details.
All the gory deets are there.
You just have to put $50 down to reserve your spot. But she's got to have, I believe, May the 5th, I want to say, is the deadline because they have to let the resort know how many of us are coming so they can reserve all those blocks of rooms. So we'd love to have you come if you can. kellyandallen.com/vacation.
It's going to be fun, babe. Just like this podcast is.
It is. Yes. We got a lot to get to today.
Well, I have no idea because this is one of those podcasts.
This is another one. This is like another one where I'm just, let me take over, honey.
This is one of these podcasts.
My poor husband can't handle it.
What are you talking about?
You've been very busy today.
I have been very
Not
busy.
that I haven't been busy as well, but
we've both been very busy.
Yeah, we've both been very busy, but I said, let me take care of this. So he doesn't even know what's coming.
I have no idea. And sometimes these are the best ones where I just have no idea.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something we do need to do, and I've been on Alan. We've got to get another order into FrameBridge.
FrameBridge, yeah.
We need to get our magazine cover framed and put up in your office. We have nothing hanging on the walls in the office right now.
I've got empty walls in here, and I got to call FrameBridge.
And I had a very special piece of art commissioned, I would like to say. I ordered it, and the lady created it for me. I don't want to say too much in case the person I got it for is listening, but I want to get that framed, and I want it to be beautiful. And I don't want to spend a ton of money on it because I already spent a ton of money on the art piece. So we're going to use framebridge.com again because we love them. Framebridge.com used to be back in the day, you'd take stuff to the picture framing store, and you'd have to wait 2 months to get it back with all the matting and cutting and sizing. Not like that with FrameBridge. You're going to be shocked at how quick they turn this stuff around. The quality of the packaging, it will blow you away. They include a sweet little handwritten note just complimenting whatever. It's just so nice. And if you have, pictures on your iPhone, you can upload them to framebridge.com. Or if you have physical pieces like I do, the magazine cover and this artwork, you mail it to FrameBridge. They send you special boxes. Everything's taken care of.
You could even mail them sports memorabilia.
Anything.
Baseball cards.
A wonderful gift. We love framebridge.com. We cannot recommend them highly enough, and we want you to take advantage of this special offer.
And it's really easy. You can get started today. You can frame your photos or send the perfect wedding gift for weddings, the perfect gift for weddings, birthdays, and special events. To do that, go to framebridge.com, use the promo code SANDWICH, and you'll save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code SANDWICH, babe. That's framebridge.com. Promo code SANDWICH.
Got it. It's wonderful.
And it's not promo code SANDWICH, babe.
I know. When you said that, I was like, ooh.
It's promo code SANDWICH. Yeah.
Just sandwich. That's usually good enough. All right. We got to get on that because I need to get that gift framed. All right. Listen. This past week, Camila Cabello turned 22. And I know that's not a big deal to a lot of people unless you're a huge Camila Cabello fan.
Which I'm not.
But she's very talented.
Well, I'm sure she is.
She was the first to get brave enough and say, I'm out of here, Fifth Harmony. Took a lot of heat for that. It was a risk she took. But do you remember how Fifth Harmony got together, honey?
No earthly idea.
Fifth Harmony was developed on a talent show called The X Factor.
Oh.
That show that didn't do so well over here in the United States. It does very well in England. But
good night, mate.
Yeah, they had these girls. They were all trying to be solo artists. And like Simon did with the members of One Direction, who also auditioned for the British version of X Factor, had a bunch of single guys, decided to put them into a supergroup, It became One Direction. Same thing happened with these girls in Fifth Harmony. So Camila Cabello, she never wanted to be part of a band. She wanted to be a solo artist. So she broke off from the group. It was really ugly at the time. But now each one of them is doing their own solo things. They just wish they had the balls. There, Kelly Raspberry said that. They wish they had the balls to break off now.
You're supposed to say like the chutzpah or the cojones.
Hey, we're edgy on a sandwich. Whoa. So anyway, she just turned 22. I thought she was a little bit older than that. But here's what Camila Cabello did. She went on her Instagram, and I think her Twitter too, and she said, I'm 22 with like 12 exclamation points.
To emphasize the point.
Right. She's very excited about being 22. And she posted the 22 things she learned while being 21.
The 22 things she learned while being 21.
And I'll tell you what 40 and 50-something-year-old people love is being told words of wisdom from someone who's only lived 21 years. But I think she had a lot of very good points. And if you figure these things out early in life, that's half the battle right there.
Hey, you can learn stuff from younger people,
You can.
Younger is all relative, but younger than us, right?
And she's had more life experience as a 21, now 22-year-old than I would say 99% of other 22-year-olds have had, just based on what she's been through.
No, I'm probably not going to ask her to look at all my mutual funds and give me some advice on, how to diversify my portfolio.
She probably pays people to do that for her and trusts that they're doing a good job until she gets hit with the, bill from the IRS that she owes back taxes.
Right.
That's usually what happens to celebrities, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought we'd go through. I mean, it's a really good list. I read through it. And see what you think.
Well, people love lists. Let's hear it.
See if you agree or disagree with Camila Cabello and her words of wisdom.
And I won't even look over your shoulder.
I won't let you. Number 1 on her list, call your family. Now, she's been separated from her family a lot, going on tour and stuff. And, here we are, adult children of parents who are still alive. Both of us were very fortunate. But do we call our parents enough? No. And Camila Cabello making me feel guilty about it. But she says, call your family, call your parents, call your siblings. She said, every time I see my little sister, she looks different. She's an inch taller. She uses words I didn't know she even knew. Listens to songs I didn't expect her to. Little kids in the family show me how fast time is actually passing. You can see it in them physically. But call your parents because we forget they're getting older too.
I'd say I call my sister probably 2 or 3 times a week. And we just shoot the bull,
You are very lucky that you do that. My brother and I speak so rarely, and I'll be honest, it's usually on his instigation. Mm-hmm. He makes the phone call.
Yeah, I'm the one that reaches out, which is fine, but I call my sister just to catch up, and we laugh and stuff. Now, my parents, I don't even try to call them because I know they're not going to pick up the phone.
Yeah,
they just are not going to pick up the phone.
Right.
So I text them, and they're pretty good about texting back, but I talk to them in person more than we speak on the phone.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we rarely speak on the phone.
And when we were going to church with my parents, I would at least see my parents every Sunday. And now we're not going to church with them anymore. We've,
I feel like I haven't seen your dad in like 3 years.
I know. We got to fix that. And I've been feeling guilty about it. I'm not really good about calling. So I'm going to lunch with my mother and taking her shopping tomorrow. I'm going to try to be better about spending time with my parents because, let's face it, we're none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, but you have to look at your parents. If the life takes shape like it's supposed to, we're going to outlive our parents. And one day they're not going to be there. And we've always just taken for granted they're there because they've always been there.
Seriously, life doesn't last forever. I mean, Luke Perry.
Man, Luke Perry rocked us this week.
52.
52.
Man. That's crazy.
And I'll be how old in April?
52. But he, you talk about, people dropping dead. That's he had a stroke, right?
Had a stroke. When the paramedics got there, they said he was, able to talk. But by the time they got him to the hospital, he deteriorated to a degree. They kept him sedated, but his brain, it was just such massive damage that he was on life support, and the family had to make the decision.
He had kids, right?
He had 2 grown children, 18 and 21, I believe. But his ex-wife was there, so that's good. They had an amicable relationship. And his fiance, we just found out that he had a fiance that was, he kept that secret, and his mother and stepfather and all of his family and friends could be there. So it's just sad. But I digress. Call your family.
So call your family.
Number 2, ask your grandparents about their lives. Ask them so many questions because they're walking storybooks. And I was just telling that to someone the other day. Because one of my favorite memories was with my grandmama Raspberry. Mm-hmm. And when I would spend the night over there, and my granddaddy had to sleep in a big hospital bed. He was such a big man. And so
Your granddad was?
My granddaddy, yeah. And his hospital bed was in the middle of the living room. And it was really cool for us kids because underneath it was like monkey bars. And we'd swing on the hospital bed and stuff. But anyway, she had her own separate bedroom, and she had 2 beds in there. And I'd lay in one and she'd lay in the other. And I just asked her to tell me stories about her childhood. And I'm really glad I did that. And I wish I did that more. Now all my grandparents, they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, all my grandparents are gone too, but I spent a lot of time with my dad's dad, my grandpa Evans. Yeah.
You have no regrets about that.
No, when I was young, I got to spend a lot of time with him and get to know him very, very well. My grandparents in the Philippines, I mean, they both passed, but my mom's mom, she came and lived with us. Did you know that? She came and lived with us for a couple of years when I was young, like when I was in grade school. So I got to see her a little bit, but didn't really get to know them like I knew my Grandpa Evans. But
I'm going to really encourage him and Kelly to start, my mother and father, they just love her desperately, and they want her to have her over there. But I'm going to encourage her, ask your grandmama about growing up. My mother's got some great stories.
Yeah. Oh, grandparents always have great stories.
Yeah.
And man, you miss them when they're gone. I tell you that.
Yeah. Anyway, number 3, we're not going to dwell on every one of these 22 points, but number 3, life is hard. It's complicated. It's messy. No amount of inspiring quotes, self-improvement books, positive thinking, or meditation can shield you from that, though they do help. The quicker you stop trying to make sense of it and just laugh at the absurdity of it, the happier you'll be.
That reminds me of
That's from a 22-year-old girl, Camila Cabello.
That reminds me of an old John Wayne quote.
What?
She started that with what? Life is hard?
Life is hard.
Well, John Wayne said life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid.
Yeah. But, life is hard, and it's not supposed to be easy all the time. And I guess if you could just, what she said about that.
Okay.
Number 4, in most situations, you'll realize nothing is good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. Now, when I heard that, I was like, was that from Star Wars?
Come again, bro. What did we say? What did she say?
Nothing is good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. It's actually, I Googled it because I was like, that has to be a Star Wars quote, right? It was from Shakespeare, from what I found.
Okay.
I probably put it in more proper
English. It does
English.
sound a little Yoda-ish.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But basically what that means is you look for the bad in a situation and you'll find it. You look for the good in a situation, you'll also find it.
Let me see this.
What?
Nothing is good or bad, only thinking makes it so.
What you think. So here's a situation. You look at it. If you look for the good in that situation, you're going to see the good. If you look for the bad in that situation, that's what you see.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to figure out how Yoda would say it. He would say, good or bad, nothing is. Thinking so only makes it.
Wow. That was worth stopping down for.
Something like that.
But she said, it doesn't always come naturally to people. I mean, some people are naturally negative. And I think I used to be more naturally negative.
Oh, you're so positive.
Yeah,
man.
you're the first person.
Positivity.
When Alan was asked by the people on the morning show that I work with, what do you love most about Kelly? He said her positivity. They about busted a gut.
That's the first time I'd talked to Big Al Mack at a bar. He was sitting at the bar, and we went over there. He was trying to get to know me a little bit, and he was asking me what I thought about Kelly. What did I like about her the most? And that's what I said. I stood by it, and I still stand by it. He laughed so hard. He almost fell off of the bar stool.
It's true. But see, I was known for that, always being, maybe the realist, which some people, take realism to be negative. I'm very much a realist. But anyway, yeah, I think I have gotten better. But she said, and this is from a 22-year-old, Camila Cabello, that it doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. So you have to literally make a conscious effort and train your brain to find the opportunity in every sucky situation. She said, if you do that, it'll change your life overnight. Look at the positive wherever you can. Number 5, no feeling compares to falling in love. Now, the reason she added that is because this past year, she started dating Matthew Hussey. the relationship
yeah.
expert, the British relationship expert. I very briefly did a radio show with him, and he wrote the book, Get the Guy, which I recommend to all my single girlfriends who say, there's no single men anywhere. I can't find them anywhere. Get the book, Get the Guy, because single men are everywhere. You just have to learn how to recognize them and take advantage of opportunities. But that's why she's put that down. Nothing compares to the feeling of falling in love. Number 6, if you haven't ever been in love, fall in love with your life. Find out what makes your heart race. Read, travel, learn, listen, and it will find you. Another great piece of advice. If you're single, don't dwell on the negative of being single. You go out and live your best life and concentrate on the things you love, and that will attract those people to you.
So basically, she took a hashtag and made a life lesson out of it.
Well, figure it out at 22. That's great.
Okay. All right.
You don't agree with that?
No, I think
live your best life.
Everybody should live their best life.
Well,
yes, I agree.
They're not doing it at 22. They
I
should.
agree.
Number 7, I had a little problem with her on this one.
All right.
Taking a hot bubble bath in your 20s is a spiritual experience, and the level at which I enjoy it is the most adulty thing I've ever felt. Adulty. In her 20s. I'll tell you, I didn't experience, in my 20s, I just wanted to get in and get out. I feel that level of euphoria now. Man, I can do a bubble bath now.
Kelly's a big bather. She likes that bath.
I requested bubble baths for Christmas, and I've got the soaks and the scrubs. And
part of the reason we bought this house is because of that fancy bathtub we have.
A soaking tub.
A soaking tub. It's like in this little egg-shaped capsule.
Yeah.
But I've only been in it.
But not a jacuzzi tub, because
2
those
or
are
3
gross.
times. How many times have I been in that tub?
Maybe twice. Yeah, once with me and once by yourself, I think. Number
Maybe use the tub more.
8. I can't tell you the amount of times my dad told me I blinked and I was almost 50. That's terrifying to me. Life is too short to hang out with people you don't like, be in relationships with people that don't make you happy, or do things you hate. I think fear is actually an important feeling. You should be afraid of wasting time. That's deep.
That's some deep stuff there.
Now, I have consciously uncoupled, thank you for that terminology, Gwyneth Paltrow, from certain relationships in my life.
How so?
That were causing me great anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just move away from some of those relationships. I'm not really good at being in your face like, this isn't working for me, I'm done. But to gradually remove yourself, and it's such a relief when that's finally behind you.
So instead of lopping somebody's head off, you're give them death by 1,000 cuts.
I ghost them, basically.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I gradually ghost
So you
people.
lop their head off from behind.
Well, you're saying it in such a mean way, but why should you give a lot of yourself to people that don't make you happy and give you a lot of anxiety? There are some people in your life you can't avoid it, but if you can avoid it and you can cut that cancer out, I hate to refer to people as that, but you know what I'm saying? You can cut that poison out of your life. Why wouldn't you do that? Because life is short.
I told you last podcast. Okay, this is interesting. She's got, how many more of these do we have?
That was number 8.
I gave you the one thing you need to do to live a happy life. I said it last podcast.
I forgot.
Avoid assholes.
Well, that's what she said at number 8. That was number 8.
But that's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything else.
She figured it out at 22.
Well, it took me.
You're almost 50.
It took me 47 years.
Did you blink and you're almost 50 like her dad?
Yeah.
Number 9, find time to read. I promise you'll fall in love with it. Reading is our only way to live 100 lives in one. I do like the idea of reading, and I like starting books, but man, I have trouble finishing them. You're good about it.
When I pick up a book, I just blow through it in about 3 days, and I'm done.
Man, I put it down. And then before I know it, a month has passed and I'm like, oof, I got to pick up that book and finish it. And I'll read another chapter and I put it back down. And then 2 months pass. I'm really bad. I need to be better about it. Camila makes me feel guilty.
I've got a couple on my shelf right now I'm looking at. I'm going to read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Duck. I'm going to read that one more time.
Because you already read it once, just a minute ago.
I read it once and it took me like 2 days, but I'm going to read it again because I liked it so much.
So it really sinks in?
Yeah, and then I got another one up there called Adolescent Girls.
Yeah.
That sounds a little strange. Like understanding adolescent girls.
As the parent of an adolescent girl.
Right.
Number 10, always keep it moving, people. Even if you don't know where you're going, if you wait to be sure about everything, you'll never do anything. I've learned you have to create your own momentum when you're stuck. Just do something. It will make sense later. I like that.
I've heard that one before.
But I like that.
I like that.
You need to hear it sometimes. It makes sense, but sometimes you need to recognize, I don't like what you don't even know what, you're unhappy. You feel stuck. You don't know what to do. Well, just do something, because that positive, making a positive forward motion will cause positive to come back. It's all about the laws of attraction, isn't it?
Bosses say that a lot. They see a bunch of people standing around at work. They say, I don't care what you do, just do something.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Number 11, make decisions you're putting off. It'll make you feel 99% less anxious. That's the truth. I'm a horrible procrastinator. And if I would just sit down and do the dang thing. Whew.
Did you just say that?
What?
Do the dang thing.
I didn't say do the damn thing. I wasn't like the Bachelor contestant. But yeah, I mean, that's true. You have all these lists of things and you keep dreading it and putting it off and you just make the phone call, or you take care of, doing your tax returns or whatever. And then once it's done, you're like, well, that's off my plate. And now you feel the weight of the world lifted off your shoulders.
Sometimes you get into a spiral of dawdling and procrastinating.
I'm horrible.
Dawdle, procrastinate.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I'm a bad procrastinator. But like, it's just a simple thing. It's like a phone call, returning a phone call. I dread it until have you ever had that text or that phone call and you didn't return it immediately, and then suddenly a week passes and then it's embarrassing to return it? Does that ever happen? It happens a lot to me.
Yeah, it happens to me too.
Well, we're halfway through her list.
Yeah,
Before
maybe we
I continue,
should. Yeah,
I want to talk about what I get more questions about. I promise you, people DM this to me all the time. It's the number one question I'm asked. What's that bra company you talk about? What's that bra company? So I guess I need to really just spell it out really clearly. The bra company that I love, that Alan loves because he gets to see me wearing them, is Third Love.
Third Love. Yes.
These are the most comfortable bras I've ever worn. Some people say, women, I'll hear them say, man, I can't wait to get home at the end of the day and take off my bra. I don't even think about it because I forget I'm wearing a bra. Nothing's digging at me, poking at me. My straps aren't falling off. Nothing's itching, because Third Love, they have taken into consideration the measurements of tens of thousands of women, and they've come up with more bra sizes than any other company. Right now they have more than 70, and they're continuing to evolve.
Hey, no lie. Right before Kelly came in here to record the podcast, I said, babe, you want to get comfortable? And she goes, oh, no, I'm gonna do the podcast just like this. I'm not going to take my bra off.
Yeah, why? I'm fine.
She said that verbatim. That's exactly what she said. I'm
fine. And you don't have to go to the department store and have the woman feel you up in the dressing room.
Whoa.
That's what happens, Alan, to get your bra size. Third Love has a Fit Finder quiz. Takes about a minute, honestly, and you'll be able to get the right size bra for your shape. And you might find out, hey, you're a half cup size and you didn't even know it. And Third Love has half cup sizes, so you're not spilling out when one's too small. You're swimming around in one that's too big. Half cup size, genius. And Third Love also guarantees the fit, so you can wear it, you can wash it and wear it again, and you have 60 days to do that, and you can send it back and they'll donate it. They'll wash it and donate it to a woman in need, which is a beautiful thing about the company.
Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners, babe, 15% off your first order. Get out of here. They're giving these things away. Go to thirdlove.com/sandwich now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/sandwich, 15% off today.
Somebody's still going to slip into my DMs. What's that bra company again? Alan.
Hey.
What's that bra company again?
Third Love. That's why we do ads over and over and over.
And what's the code? They'll always say, what's the code? It's not a code.
It's either Sandwich or Kelly.
Well, it's not a code. It's a special web address.
Oh.
Thirdlove.com/sandwich.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that too.
That's right.
Okay, back to the list. We're halfway through. Camila Cabello turned 22. And on her Instagram, she listed the 22 things she learned when she was 21.
And what are we on? Like
Number
4?
12. Oh, stop it, Alan.
Okay.
Why are you acting like that?
There's more wisdom in this list.
I told you up front.
Than in the Bible. This is a big list.
Would you rather me read the Bible to you?
I've had people read the Bible to me.
Number 12, be romantic about the little things. Decorate your room with things you like. Get lotion that makes you smell amazing and feel good. Light candles. Make a Friday night by yourself feel incredible. She's saying do these things for yourself. Love yourself. You have to love yourself before somebody else can love on you, right? Number 13, she says, I used to go to sleep at like 3 a.m. and wake up at 1 p.m. Remember, she's 22 now. So as a, partying, going to club or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. You don't take care of yourself. First got divorced and you're out there swinging around again. What were you doing?
Oh,
sitting up late, getting up late.
Waking up with a headache and kill a billy goat.
She said, even though that definitely can be really fun, I always felt like my days went by so fast and it would put me in a sad sort of funk. Yeah, if you wake up at 1 p.m, the day's almost over, really.
You're like a vampire.
She says, so now I try to get up earlier and earlier, and the day is completely different. The days feel so much longer now, but in a good way. Like I can experience so much more in the 24 hours I have. Also, hearing the birds in the morning is beautiful. And I'll tell you, there's nothing I love. Like if I hate getting up really early if I don't have to. But I will say, like if I ever have to be out in the car really early, like right when the sun's coming up, and you get to experience the sunrise and that freshness of being out and about and doing something productive when the sun's first coming up, that's kind of cool. When we get up early on the weekends randomly and go out on the patio and have a cup of coffee and you get to experience that, that's really cool.
We can't see the sunrise up from our backyard.
I know, because the house is blocking it. But you're there. I'm just saying, you're there the first... Man, you're Mr. Cynical tonight.
Aren't you just happy because you're with me?
Right, you're on my sunshine. So supportive.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Number 14.
You make me happy when times are great.
You're not acting like it right now.
That's because Camila Cabello is giving me life advice. I don't know why. Okay.
That's why I said it was so interesting that what can a 22-year-old tell us?
Right. Okay, keep plowing through it.
She said, I miss love songs on the radio. Being hard and not caring is so overrated nowadays. That's the thing, is now people don't care. They're being real cold and chill.
Kind of like I was a minute ago.
Yeah, and like these women with their message tees that are kind of angry, let's be honest.
Like what?
Well, it's one thing to say, women are the future and stuff like that, but some of these message tees are just downright mean and nasty, and everybody's so angry. Nobody wants to be warm and vulnerable anymore and soft.
I'm warm and vulnerable.
She said, that's right. She said, who wants to walk around life too cool to be romantic or vulnerable or soft? That's what I just said. She said, that's not nearly as exciting to me. Living intensely means feeling intensely to me. Number 15, money, success, and fame are not sustainable motivations. She says this as a rich, successful, famous person, but I digress. She said, they're not sustainable motivations. Working really hard at something you don't love for those things will only make you burn out. Only doing things because you really love them is sustainable in the long term. But sometimes you have to pay your dues and do some grunt work, right?
I agree with that.
That's like a mature thing. Sometimes it's like you can't just drop your job because, man, I really love finger painting and I'm going to be the world's most famous finger paint artist. Well, that's great. But are you going to do that when you got a mortgage and 3 kids and one of them's, in braces? You can't just, sometimes you have to do what you don't love for the people you love and the obligations you have to keep.
All true. I can't refute that.
If you're lucky enough to do something. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really wishful thinking on her part, actually, on that one. Number 16, whenever you're stuck on a decision, you think I was drinking. I wasn't. Whenever you're stuck on a decision, don't ask for everyone's opinion. I used to do this and sometimes still, and it only made me more confused. So sit with yourself, quiet your mind, and the answer will come to you. That's like listening to your gut.
It's very Buddha.
Well, yeah, because you're going to get 100 different opinions, and which one's the right one? Your own opinion. And I think also sitting in a quiet place, you can hear the voice of God speaking to you. Number 17, don't live someone else's life just because you're afraid of hurting someone or what they will think. Is that like if your parents want you to be in law school and you do it because that's what your parents want, but you're miserable? Is that what she's saying? Don't live someone else's life just because you're afraid of hurting someone or what they'll think. How do you interpret that?
That's how I interpret it. Don't live your life for somebody else. live your life.
All right.
Live your life the way you want to live.
Trying to go too deep with it.
Yeah.
Don't compare. This is number 18. Don't compare yourself to people on social media. Now, this is a hard one, but we should, we all know this. Everyone's just putting on a show here. And she's posting on social media. That's why she says here. She said, I'd say social media is the pristine, shareable 3% of what actually happens in my real life.
I said this exact same thing.
3%?
No, not the 3%. I said this point here, we were watching Very Cavallari today.
Yeah, I'm binging Very Cavallari because her second season just started.
And I'm watching this dang show and I'm thinking, babe, this is the reason why everyone's miserable. Mm-hmm. They're watching this show thinking this is like real life.
But it's reality TV, which we know is not.
There ain't one ugly person on that show. There ain't one person on there that doesn't have a cool job. There ain't one person on there that doesn't have the best clothes, the best hair, the best makeup. They're on private jets. They got the coolest jobs. That's not reality.
It's reality for some people, just not for everyone.
Well,
for the minuscule percentage.
The other 99.999% of Americans, that ain't reality.
But you can look on their Instagrams and you can think of a lot of people because they have the right lighting and the right pose, and they're always in that. You always caught them laughing because everything's so freaking hysterical all the time.
Absolutely.
Have you ever caught me in a photograph mid-laugh? Ever?
No, because you'd have to laugh.
I laugh at things. It's just like, why is everything so funny? And they just happen to be taking a picture at that very moment.
It could be
crazy.
It could be something like picking out a freaking cantaloupe at the grocery store.
But it's so funny.
Oh.
Because that cantaloupe reminds you of that joke you heard one time. All right, number 19. When you feel overwhelmed by your problems, read about... Okay, this is deep. When you feel overwhelmed by your problems, read about space. Or read about how long the Earth has been around and how long humans have been around. It'll make you feel so insignificant and make everything else feel less serious too, because it's that simple. Number 20, like I said on number 3, let's go all the way back to number 3. You remember what that point was?
No.
Life is hard.
Oh, it's even harder when you're stupid.
People that you don't like, mean people, bullies, the person at work you think is the devil. If you somehow saw what they went through as a child or the hurts that made them that way, it probably would be a lot harder to judge them. Now, this is actually a principle I got in a basic way from the book, The 4 Agreements. And one of the 4 agreements you make with yourself is you don't take things personally. And by that, it's, for instance, if you go up to a salesperson at the department store and she treats you ugly and she's not very nice and you can get all indignant and get an attitude and I'm going to complain to the manager and da-da-da. If you can stop and think, I wonder what's going on for her at home. I wonder if she just talked to somebody on the phone that just told her, when you get home today, I'm not going to be here. I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids or whatever. You don't know what somebody's gone through before you encountered them. So you have to don't take that personally because she's lashing out at you, had nothing to do with you. It was going to be whoever came up next to her. When you get cut off in traffic and you get so mad, you want to pull out a gun and shoot them.
Whoa.
Because this has been happening lately. People are being killed over parking spaces. It's ridiculous what's happening.
I don't understand.
People take that personally, and it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
If somebody cuts you off on the road, they would have cut off you. They would have cut off an 18-wheeler. They would have cut off a granny driving, a little VW Bug, whatever. It wasn't you.
They would have cut you off just like you cut me off right then when I was trying to talk.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it personally. But that's one thing I don't understand is road rage. Why do people get so upset when somebody cuts them off?
You know what a new phenomenon they're calling it now?
What's that?
Sidewalk rage. There is now sidewalk rage.
What is that?
People are getting very frustrated because they're trying to get somewhere and slow people are in their way.
Well, that's not in Dallas because nobody walks anywhere.
But I'm telling at the mall and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
They're now have a new term for that because people are just so dang angry. Now it's not just road rage. You've got to deal with sidewalk rage.
So now we're discriminating against slow people.
Yeah. It's like, what have you got to be strolling? I've got somewhere to be.
Jeez.
Number 21, watch Disney movies when you feel sad because they remind you of the innocence and simplicity of being a kid. Or they make you cry your eyes out. Man, somebody's always dead. One of the parents is always dead. Somebody's an orphan. Somebody's been treated poorly. But at the end, there's a happy ending, right? You marry the prince. Number 22, last one, babe.
All right.
You sat through it. You made it.
Woo.
She said, it took me a while to learn that everybody has a different version of their best life. Just because someone else's version of their best life is going out and getting drunk at a club doesn't mean I should feel bad that I'm 21 and that doesn't do it for me. Some people can be on social media all the time and be perfectly happy. And anytime I go down the social media rabbit hole, it takes me 3 days to emotionally recover. Not for me. Everyone has their different versions of an amazing night. Everyone has their different versions of an amazing life. It feels good to make peace with yours. Just because, being an introvert, sitting at home alone on a Friday night, if you're truly content with that, don't be made to feel guilty by your friends like, come on, get out. You know what I'm saying? If you think your life's pretty darn amazing, go for it. Live that amazing life. And she said, P.S. after she ended that list, I really don't know anything. And I'm just making it up, having my emotional crisis, crying, laughing, being confused, feel like flying, feeling horrible, and doing it all over again this year. I'm so lucky. So that's the wisdom of a now 22-year-old.
It's not a bad list. I was just kind of giving you a hard time. She's got some good stuff on there.
Good stuff. And if you figure that stuff out early, life's going to be a lot easier for you.
She's so young, though. Someone like me, I kind of look for sometimes, what have you learned about parenting or child raising? She doesn't have any of that on there. So
she doesn't.
It'd be interesting to see, in another 10 years, what she thinks about life.
Yeah. I had very different opinions about parenting before I became a parent.
Oh, yeah. Same
Everybody's
here.
got it. Yeah.
Same here.
We're all guilty of that, right?
For sure.
So anyway, that's what I brought.
Well, that was
words of wisdom.
That was good stuff, babe. Good stuff.
Thank you. And thank you for acting semi-interested in it. I found this little thing that's interesting. Alan and I have been having trouble lately, moving on to another topic, of remembering things. It's like bad. I showed up yesterday I got up early. I took a shower before work. Do you know how often I do that? Not often, because I had a big day yesterday. I was supposed to go to a TV studio, and I was going to be filming that show I do for the Reels Network called The Price of Fame. Please watch, because they're trying to decide if it's going to come back for season 3 right now. Please, if you have the Reels channel, Sunday night, watch The Price of Fame. I'd really appreciate it. New episode this Sunday night. So anyway, I get up early. I do my makeup. I do my hair. I plan out my day so I can eat early, so I can have good energy. So when I got there to record the TV show, I'd be ready to go. And I walked in, and they called for the lady to come for the back to get me. And she walked out and said, "You're 24 hours early."
That's early.
I forgot that we'd moved the appointment to today, and it wasn't yesterday. And how many times do I say something to you and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know honey, I've told you this. I've told you this. And how many times do you do the same thing to me?
I don't think that's true. I don't think you tell me.
But I do.
But you don't.
And then after I tell you again, you're like, oh yeah.
No, this is
Alan,
not. No, now you're just making stuff. You're just making stuff up.
That is
now.
not true.
That is not how that goes.
See, he's forgetting that we even had that conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the thing. Listen to this.
I'm being misrepresented.
From this book called What Could He Be Thinking? Are you annoyed because your husband knows every single detail about his car, his sports team, those sports stats, but he can't recall the discussion you had like yesterday or the discussion you had on your first date? Well, don't take it personally.
Could be true.
Which was also one of the 4 agreements. According to a Stanford University study.
Oh, Stanford.
Yes.
Okay.
Men recall physical events much better than emotional ones. And women are the opposite. We recall emotional events more than physical ones. I guess that's God's blessing, because women go through really physical events in the labor and delivery room. And if they could remember how bad it was, they'd never have more than one child. Right?
I mean, how hard can it be?
You better stop.
How hard is it?
But
squeezing a watermelon out of something the size of a lemon.
Right. But that's a prime example of women not latching on to the memory of physical, but we latch on to the emotional. So the beauty of that moment of giving birth, you can't erase that, and you want to do it again and again. Well, here's the deal. Scientists say, when faced with emotionally charged situations, Only 2 areas of men's brains are activated. When you're faced with an emotionally charged situation, 2 areas of your brain switch on.
My hippocampus?
Compared to 9 areas for women.
So does that mean we're simple-minded?
Well, that might explain why we're more emotional at certain, our hormones and things like that. We're moved to, I'll cry at a McDonald's commercial if it hits me the wrong way. But it helps women create memories of emotional experiences, then store those away. That's something men don't have the same power to do. So you're just not physically capable of that emotional attachment. Now, how that explains how you don't remember the conversation we had yesterday about how you forget everything I tell you, I don't know.
Because we didn't have it.
Alan, here's another article from scienceofpeople.com. Why do women remember everything? Except for that appointment I forgot to write down. Women have a larger hippocampus.
I knew the word hippocampus was going to be used in this article.
Well,
I knew it. I knew it was going to be used.
Hippocampi. How would you say the plural of hippocampuses?
We did a lesson on this.
I guess it's hippocampi.
Is it Latin derived? If so, it ends in I.
Hippocampi.
Yep.
Is where people store memories. That's where you store all your memories. And this is why women can recall every single word of an argument you had from 5 years ago, because we have bigger ones.
I'll show you a bigger one.
But that's why we can remember that. I remember we had this conversation that I tell you something and you act like I don't know what you're talking about.
Babe, I swear.
Like I say, we're going to an event on Thursday night, honey. Keep that open. And then Thursday night comes around. What are you talking about? Where's it? Where are we going? I just told you this. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah.
See, Kelly's confused.
I'm confused.
Because she writes everything down in this day planner. Which
and if I don't write it down, that's why I forgot the
Which I don't have
appointment.
access to. I keep everything in my Outlook, in my Mac, in my calendar, and it syncs with my phone. So I have everything electronically. So if you write something down, you typically think you've told me about it.
I have told you.
Well, that always doesn't happen.
I do. Not always.
So 100% of the time.
Not 100% of the time. Not 100% of the time. But I do tell you stuff and you forget.
I think that's where we get mixed up, though, because you'll put something in your day planner, you think you've told me, but you haven't.
But
because if you told me, I'd put it in my computer.
But a lot of times I have, and you just forget. You don't write it down. Like I didn't write down my thing. I think there's a very serious connection to memory and writing things down. If you just take the time. They've done studies before, like with bucket lists, for instance. Like at the beginning of the year, if you write down on a piece of paper everything you want to accomplish in the year, you just literally write it down on a piece of paper. You stick it in a drawer and you don't touch it again. They said if you go back and pull out that piece of paper a year later, you will be shocked at how many things you actually accomplished on that list, because there is a connection to writing things down. And there's a memory connection to writing things down, which is why I keep a day planner. Typing it in with my thumbs into a phone, that doesn't work for me.
Well, it's not a BlackBerry. I don't use my thumbs.
I text with my thumbs on my iPhone.
Do you really?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's old school.
I miss my BlackBerry for that reason. I miss that keypad so much.
The Crackberry. I had a Crackberry for a while, too. What was that? 2008 or something like that?
I don't remember, but I finally gave in because the BlackBerry, I guess, I don't know, it was freezing all the time. It was freezing. I think they were trying to update technology, or they were trying to make it more iPhone-like, which is the reason I didn't want an iPhone, that they were making it touch and stuff. I'm like, no, I just want my keypad. And so I finally just gave in because I had an Apple laptop and I had, all this. I was like, get the iPhone.
I had a Palm Pilot. Did you ever have one of those?
No, I didn't.
I had the one with the green and white screen, and it had the little stylus.
That you always lose.
Oh, yeah. But you couldn't make any calls with it. It was just like this thing you just kind of kept your calendar on.
No, I didn't have that.
Yeah, I had that. I had a Palm Pilot.
Yeah, Big Al had one, and the only thing he only had one appointment he kept in there. It was his manicure.
Beard?
His manicure.
Oh, his manicure.
It was literally the only appointment he had, but he wanted to have one because it was the cool thing to have at the time.
My man. How's he doing with his diet? You hadn't told me.
He's doing very well with his diet.
How many has he lost?
I don't know how much he's lost, but his belly's gone down a good bit. I don't think he's lost 20 yet, but he's in the teens, I think.
Really? Mm-hmm. He's only been on it a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. I'm down 20.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm down 20, so that was good. And you're down what?
I've kind of lost track. It's so much.
You know what Alan told me, lady?
Oh, no. You can't tell this
I'm
story.
telling it.
Then let me tell it.
This is worth the price of sticking around through Camila Cabello's 22 words of wisdom.
No, because here, wait,
and
before you tell
Al
this
forgetting
story.
everything I tell him.
Before you tell this story, you're going to tell it for maximum assholishness. And I did not.
I was going to tell what happened.
Hey, then you need to tell it the way I told it.
Then you tell it.
Kelly.
Because you're going to make yourself look better.
No.
And I was going to tell the truth.
I'm going to tell the truth. Kelly said last podcast, if you remember, if you listen to the last podcast.
Very beginning, yes.
Very beginning, she started getting a little feisty about this whole weight loss thing.
I was feeling a little discouraged because I had gone off a little bit and I was afraid to weigh. And for men, they can go off a little bit, but they still lose weight. Point being, last night we went out to dinner. You went a little off. And you got up this morning and you lost another pound.
Actually, a pound and a half.
Pound and a half.
But
I go off and I was kind of nervous and panicky. I bet I've gained weight. Ends up I didn't, but I was a little nervous about that.
So I started this weight loss program. I was 207, a very healthy, very robust Filipino man, 6'1", 207. And my goal was to lose 27 pounds. So that would get me at an even 180. Mm-hmm. Okay. I am 180.5 right now. So I am 0.5 away from my goal. So I could hit it any day now. But Kelly, for whatever reason, she thinks this is a competition. I don't know why she thinks it's a competition. It's not to me.
I didn't say it was.
It's not to me, but she thinks it's a competition. So I was just razzing her the other day, and I said, you know what, babe? Here's what I'm thinking. I said, when I get to 180, which is my goal, I may run up the score and just lose another 3 pounds and get to 177. And she goes, well, what's the significance of 177? And I said, that's what you weighed when you started this diet.
And now you just told everybody what I weighed when this started this diet.
You told on the radio what you weighed.
I wasn't weighing 177 when I told what I weighed.
You said you told on the radio you were 178. I was listening.
No, I didn't. I was 172.
Oh. Well, I was listening when
I gained 5 more pounds.
I was listening to the radio that day. You told that. I was like, I can't believe she just said that.
Were you horrified?
No, I wasn't horrified.
Alan's sitting there and saying, my goal is to get to your starting weight. Mister, I'm not competitive and this isn't a competition.
It's not to me.
I had dinner with our diet doctor, the lady that started Red Mountain Weight Loss today, and she said she's about to cut you off from losing weight. She said we have to do that sometimes with people who lose too much weight.
What's she talking?
She said she's going to cut you off.
Dr. B?
She couldn't believe you said that to me. You were going to get down to my starting weight.
You told her that story?
I told everybody that story. I didn't tell him I weighed 177 when I started.
Oh, no. You told Dr. B that story?
Yes. She was horrified.
No, she was not.
She's going to cut you off. Not let you get down to 177.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Wasn't that worth waiting around for, podcast family?
I don't need to get any less than 180, I don't think. I was just making a joke.
Oh, so you're not going to shoot for it?
Yeah.
You are. I know you are. You're so hateful.
I'm going to take if I do get there, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture on the scale and send it to you at work.
Mm-hmm. All right, listen. If you are on any kind of weight loss program, what happens is sometimes you'll not get all the vitamins and nutrients you need, and it's important to take a daily vitamin. That's what our doctor told us. You need to take a vitamin because you're not getting, sometimes everything you need. And that's what's so beautiful about a vitamin I discovered called Ritual. Because we all want to do the right things for our bodies. We want to be in great shape. Yeah, some of us need to lose a little weight, but you want to make sure you're doing it the healthy way. And daily vitamins are important. And Ritual is an obsessively researched vitamin, especially made for women. It's got everything you need from D3. How many times have you been reading in these science reports? We are lacking in D vitamins. It's got that. It's got the omega-3s. Ritual's essential for women, helps fill in all those gaps in your diet. It's a no nausea capsule. How many times have you taken a pill and you're like, ugh, I feel sick to my stomach? You're not going to feel that with Ritual. And you're not going to have that burpy fish breath. because Ritual has like a fresh minty taste to it. You actually enjoy taking it. It is a subscription-based vitamin, so they automatically deliver them to you. If for whatever reason you need to snooze your subscription, you can do that. It only is about $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs delivered every month, no strings attached, and you only take 2 pills a day. That's it, and you get everything you need.
Better health does not happen overnight. Right now, Ritual is offering our listeners a special discount to help start your ritual today. Fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/sandwich to start your ritual today. That's ritual.com/sandwich. You really enjoyed that ritual, haven't you, babe?
I do. I'm burping mint. No, I'm not really burping.
No burp.
And no nausea.
No burp.
Well, baby, that's what I've brought to the show.
Oh, what a
today.
fast podcast. That happened fast.
Well, because I was highly entertaining.
You were very highly entertaining.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else we wanted to? I just want to real random subject. The subject of contractors. I have this on my mind. Not our contractor. Our contractor's great. Dale.
Did he ever call your sister back?
He did, actually.
After you said something?
Well, no. I gave him the Jerry Raspberry non-response when I texted him and I said, "Hey, Dale, did you ever get in touch with my sister?" And he said, "Man, I'm sorry. My guy got hurt and I got way behind." And I told her, "I'll understand if you want to move on." And I never responded to that. Well, Dale came over the other day, and I didn't say anything about him not calling my sister back. But that same day, he must have been reminded of her because he texted
he was coming
her.
to see you and reminded
I guess.
him. Yeah.
But anyway,
we love our contractor.
We love our contractor. This has nothing to do with Dale. But let me just throw this out to our listeners, and maybe y'all can email me or comment on social media. Have you ever worked, and I'm asking for a friend, have you ever worked with a contractor?
Oh, be careful.
And
this is not Dale.
No, this isn't Dale. But have you, for those of you who have ever done hired a painter or hired somebody to build a pool or maybe hired somebody
to
build a pergola, did you go buy all the materials and haul them to your house and then drop them at your house and then the contractor comes and just shows up and builds everything? Or do you expect a contractor to bring everything and do it? I'm just asking for a friend because
I'm glad this is like therapy for you.
Yeah,
Get it off your chest because I've already had to hear it. Podcast family. Now it's your turn.
I think 99.999% of contractors, when you hire them to do a job, they go get the materials, right?
Right. Because they get their discount, their contractor's
because they get their discount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They would, if I was building a pool, the pool guy wouldn't say, "Okay, go get an 18-wheeler, get all your rock, get all your tile, get all your plaster, and then drop it at your house for me." He wouldn't do that, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just checking for a friend.
Yeah. I hope your friend gets over it soon.
Well, this is why I have to read books like The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Duck because things like
reread it.
Things like broccoli and contractors
reread it.
Send me off the deep end sometimes. Yeah, send me a note if you have any input on that because I'm confused. I'm very confused.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us for another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', which we now are uploading episodes to our YouTube channel. You can find us there. Just go to youtube.com and search for A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. And wherever you listen to us, we'd appreciate it if you go out and leave us why not give us a 5-star review? How about it? If you don't ask, the only answer you get is no.
Absolutely. Hey, and
we'd appreciate it if you would.
And if you're listening,
if you like it,
if you're listening to this, right after the podcast comes out, send a note or an email to podcast@kellyandallen.com. Let me know if you have any ideas for podcast content for the week that Kelly's in New York.
Oh, really? You're already starting to panic a little.
I got to do a podcast, and I either need ideas or I need help. So if you want to be on the podcast with me or you have ideas.
Okay.
And I didn't say they had to be good ideas. I just said have ideas. Send an email to podcast@kellyandallen.com.
I'll tell you what would be great, and she'll never agree to it, is if you could do it with your sister.
I'll ask her.
Y'all two are really funny together, but she doesn't listen to our podcast.
Oh no,
don't listen. But I think that would be really good.
Well, I'll throw that out there. I'll float that air biscuit out there.
And she could just come on and basically just spend an hour or so explaining how you embarrass the family.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, the stuff you do.
What do I do?
The pictures you send, the things you say.
What?
She could fill the whole show. You just have to stop down 2 or 3 times for a sponsor.
Why do you misrepresent your husband so much?
Because it's true.
On this podcast, you paint him in a very...
I do not. Your sister could do that better than I could.
Paint him in a very odd light sometimes.
I just think it'd be funny.
Well, I'll see if she wants to. All right, babe. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
Thank you for doing this podcast with me.
Thank you.
Actually, thank you for doing the podcast this time. I hope I added a little color. That's what I do.
You added a color.
All right.
Black.
And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.